Hey guys, and welcome to today's stream. Welcome to another Sketchbook Sunday, our first Sketchbook Sunday of 2025. Oh my God, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully I am live and you guys can hear me and see me and all the things. Yes, we are live. Hey guys. Hey everybody, and welcome to Sketchbook Sunday, our first episode of 2025. Oh my God, I'm so freaking excited. I hope you guys are too. Hopefully you're hearing me and seeing me well. I'm gonna check my audio really quick. Yay! So welcome you guys. Welcome to our first episode of 2025 Sketchbook Sunday. If you're new here, my name is Danielle. I'm an artist, mom, illustrator. And if you love this sort of stuff where you do art tips and tricks and tutorials, channel is all about art. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and all the things. Welcome. I'm so excited, you guys. Oh my God. I cannot believe it. It's been so long since I've been here. It's been so long since I've been like on the channel. I feel so like nervous. Like I forgot how to do this. Like But anywho, let's get into some housekeeping really quick. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things today during today's live stream. Not only am I going to show you step by step how to paint this portrait in gouache, but I'm also going to be doing a giveaway. Yes, you heard it here first. We're going to be doing a giveaway at the end of today's live stream. So make sure you tune in. You save the live stream, you share it, you do all the things, and I will pick a winner at the end of today's live stream as long as we have enough people on stream. If at some point I feel like we don't have enough people on stream because I have been like MIA for the last year, and Lord knows if you guys are even aware of it, but if for some reason YouTube doesn't push out the live stream and you guys are not seeing it, or there's not enough people during the live stream where I can actually do the giveaway, I will do it. I will extend it, and we will talk about how to enter it for after the live stream, and I will pick a winner sometime next week. So yeah, here's the rules. I'm gonna pop it in really quick. Hey guys! Oh my God! I see you guys coming in. Hold on, let me see. Hey, greetings, Jade. How are you? Welcome. Okay, so let's pop in the rules really quick on... I don't know which one this is. No, that's not it. Okay, so I popped up the rules on the screen, especially if you're watching this pun replay. You can play me in the background, do all the things as you flow through your day. We're going to have a fun little painting session, and we're going to be talking a lot about where I've been over the last year and what's been going on, and I'm going to be catching you guys up and all the things. So we're just going to be chilling, having a cozy little painting session. Me, you, and the girls, okay? So here's the rules for the giveaway. If you're on the live stream, right? We're going to be doing, oh, let me show you what I'm actually giving away, right? Okay, so that will make sense. So, as you know, this is what I'm going to be giving away. Hold on, let me remove that really quick. Those are the rules. I also put the rules in the community post for you guys. If you want to know how to enter, it's pretty basic. Share, like the video, make sure you stay active during the chat, and what else? And make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's the most important thing, right? So let me pop these off. So here's what I'm giving away, you guys. It's one of my custom Creative Girl of Color sketchbooks. If you don't know, during the time that I've been like MIA from YouTube, I've been on this kick, kind of exploring other parts of art, trying to make my art into kind of tangible products. And during this exploration, I pretty much created my own sketchbook, right? So I mean, I happen to love it, but and I'll get into like more of the backstory why I didn't end up. I was actually going to end up selling these and doing a lot of different things, but I had to put that project on hold because my mom got sick and there was a lot of other tragedy going on during the year that we'll talk about later on as we paint through this session. But that's what ended up happening. And so I want to give you guys the opportunity to see it. This is what I'm going to be giving away. This is my custom sketchbook. As you can see, this book, who will this book belong to? We don't know, right? This could possibly be yours. It's 100% made by me. You have your own little like folder. Look at how beautiful the folder is. Very pretty. And best of all, we have rounded corners with 300-pound watercolor paper. It's at least 50 to 100 pages in here. I don't remember. I got to check my specs. But again, this is I'm going to be giving away, I'm going to be choosing one lucky winner at the end of tonight's live stream to give this sketchbook to. And I'm going to ship it to you. As long as you're in the U.S., I'm so sorry. This is for U.S. only. I forgot to put that in the graphic. But this is for the U.S. only. And it's excluding Hawaii. Sorry, Hawaii. If you happen to be located in Hawaii, but it's super expensive to ship stuff to Hawaii. And excluding international. Now, if you are international or you're Hawaii, you live in Hawaii, and you still want it, you can still enter, right? And just let me know, like, hey, I'm international, I still want it. But you would have to pay for any tariffs, customs, forms, yada, yada, yada. It's a lot of, like, rigmarole to have to do any international shipping, so that's why. Here's the back of the book. Same pattern. It's waterproof, so if you spill anything on the cover or anything like that, it's good. So I'm loving the hearts. Thank you so much, you guys. And yeah, it's waterproof on both sides. It has like the gold and stuff like that. And I'm actually going to be using my own sketchbook for today's project. So this is my, hold on, let me put these props away really quick. Put the props away, okay? Hold on. Put it away. And put it away. All right. Hopefully that puts it away. There you go. All right, so this is my own sketchbook. I have like, this is my other sketchbook that I made. And let me see if I can show it to you guys. Okay, so here's a pink one. And the one I'm going to be giving away is the black one. Okay. And they both have gold coils. Lots of fun. Very exciting. And then I'm going to be giving away two of my beautiful sparkle pens. Love these pens. They're super cute. Right? So these are some of the sparkle pens that I got specifically to give people that actually purchase my sketchbook. If you're wanting to know how to purchase one, I'm not going to put these up for sale probably for a while because I need to get back into it. I've only made a few in the production, and then, you know, life started kicking my ass. Right? So, and then that was that, okay? And then that was that. Okay. Now, all right. So let's get back into the project. Now that we kind of got done what we wanted to get done. So again, grab your tea, your coffee, your wine, and all the things. And we're going to jump into this fun little session. Of course, I put all the, I also put up all the materials that we're going to be using for today's video on my Instagram. And it's also on the community tab of YouTube. So I'm not going to explain too much about it. And at the end of the video, I will try to make sure that I put up timestamps, or maybe I'll make, and I have my like porcelain little thing right here. My two little bottles, my two little things of water right here, my spray bottle, and I have some paper towel. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put out some, let me put up the reference photo, and then I'm going to put out some paint for you guys to be able to see what's going on. So I'm going to put out a lot of different colors because this is kind of going to be like a colorful type of portrait. And lately I like to be really loose when I'm doing portraiture. So I'm just going to put these out. And the reason why I waited to put these out now is because this isn't regular watercolor. This is like gouache, but this is acrylic gouache. And if you know anything about acrylic, acrylic dries really quickly and it's permanent, right? So that's why I waited until now to put it out, because I did not want it drying on me. I definitely did not want it to dry on me. So I got like 2 reds, 2 yellows. You could definitely do a lot with different primary colors in different shades. So 2 yellows, 2 blues, 2 reds, and you're kind of good to go. You can make probably mostly any color under the rainbow with those particular combinations. Especially if you're doing like a darker skin tone. I know a lot of people are like into like the Zorn palette, which is like a limited palette. Put this over here. Ooh, this is really like crispy and crunchy. That tells you how long it's been since I actually cracked my paint open. Hold on, y'all. Wait. Alright, there we go. I don't need nothing getting on top of it. And I'm also going to put out a convenience color is green. I mean, you could technically make green if you wanted to, but I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Okay. And I'm going to put out black, which I usually make my own. No, this is burnt umber, you guys. Where am I going to put it? Right here. And I'm going to put out blue. So I'll put my blue and my green together because it's kind of in the same family. But happy Sunday, y'all. I hope you're doing well wherever you are around the world. I hope you're doing good. I missed you guys so much. Like I have so much to talk about and so much to tell, but that would be like a 5-hour live stream and ain't nobody got time for that. So I'll try to condense everything down into a story after I'm finished putting out all of the paints. It's always good to have a large white paint. Really, really good to have a large white paint. I'm gonna put this over to the side. Put it to the side. I'm gonna put it to the side because, yeah, when I'm ready. And then I have my giant spray bottle. Here we go. There you go. I'm gonna spray my paint to get it down to like a watery consistency. Spray it really, really well. That way it doesn't dry up on me too quickly. Especially if you happen to be in a humid kind of, if you're in a humid, like climate, like Arizona or something like that, where like things are going to be drying up quickly. Definitely. So hopefully you guys are hearing me well and everything's going good. All right. So if you happen to be one of those people that you just don't like drawing and you still want to be able to like play back it's like a hair in here. What is happening? Yuck. Wait, hold up. We having a hair emergency. That's disgusting. All right. And then I have I'm gonna get out my whatever you call them. I'm gonna get out some watercolor brushes. I actually bought some beautiful brushes for my birthday last year. No, for Christmas, like 2 Christmases ago. Are you hanging out at the pub? Okay. Have a good time, babes. Have a good time. Do your thing. Okay, so you could always watch back out. This live stream will remain up, you guys, if you ever want to come back to it. And then I'm going to try to put up a shorter version to kind of cut through like any that may be going on. So look out for the timestamps in the shortened version of whatever's going on today. All right, so I'm gonna do different types of brushes. I don't know the sizes. I guess some of them have sizes. These are like some artist brushes that I bought it when I was supporting another artist. And you know I had to support her because it's cute and it's pink, right? Can you see it? Yeah, there we go. All right. And so it is, what am I using? A round, you got a filbert. So I just put like different types out so I could be able to do small details, big details, or whatever, but use whatever brush you want to use and whatever you have available. And these are synthetic brushes too, for those of you that are vegan or environmentally like savvy. This is not a vegan brush. This is actually a black velvet brush, but it's one of the best brushes on the market. It has squirrel in it though, I think. So you know that's not always good, but I love that brush. It's very nice. Very nice. Okay. Very good brush. Very good brush. Okay. So I have my reference photo. Let me pop that up for you guys. There you go. I'm gonna adjust it. Matter of fact, I'll put it here. All right, so I put it there in the corner for you guys to be able to see it in case you want to refer back to it. But again, all of this stuff is on Patreon. If you guys are not interested in drawing, you just want the coloring page where you want to paint along with me or you want to color with me, you want to use markers, print out your own stuff, you could get the reference photo in the coloring page on my Patreon at patreon.com/creativegirlofcolor and all the things, you guys. Okay. So I haven't decided what I want to do. Like, it's been a minute since I've actually painted a full portrait, especially in one go. And I'm going to put this over my thing while I try to figure out what I want to do, because I have the fan on to cool down my camera. All right, so I'm feeling like I want to just do like a full wash of like one color and then kind of go in later. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should not. So maybe let's experiment and go in with maybe some green, maybe, or pink. Maybe we'll go in with pink because she is a black girl, a black gal, right? So since she's a black girl, she is going to have like orange, red undertones. Maybe I'll do the whole thing in that. But I don't want it to be like super wet though. Let's see. And I just want like a clear kind of thing. I mean, if you're wondering about, I'm not going to put it on her eyes though. That I'm not going to do. If you're wondering about, it's not going to bleed any of the black ink that I used to do the line work on the face is not going to bleed because I used a micron pen, which is archival, and it is waterproof. So you definitely, if you're like drawing out your stuff, you definitely want to use a micron pen. Because you don't want your ink to bleed, and you definitely want to give it some time to kind of get its life together for real. Maybe I'll do some yellow, because that, ooh, we don't want no red in the end. Like, huh. That yellow is so whatever, boy. And I think I'm going to do this, like the underpainting like that, because this is just the underpainting. Why am I doing that? Because it'll give like some depth. Definitely give some depth. I don't know what in the world. I need a different, what's the name? And definitely keep, the key to this is to keep moving, keep your brush wet, because if you don't, you're gonna have problems. Especially with acrylic gouache, because it's very similar to acrylic. Very, very similar to acrylic. Now, the good thing about having good watercolor paper, right? And don't be afraid to kind of wet your brush and get wild. And like I said, the good thing about watercolor paper, especially if you have really good watercolor paper, like 300-pound watercolor paper, is that it can take a lot of water, a lot of medium. It doesn't buckle, doesn't bug out, and all of that stuff. I'm going to change my brush to the big one, because you want to have fun with it, right? Now, make sure, for those of you that want to participate in the giveaway, you are liking the video, sharing it, doing all the things, And at the end, I'm going to share a special word that you can put in the chat. If we have enough people in chat, I will put a special word up. For those of you that want to participate, and I will pick a random winner at the end. So stay tuned. All right. So maybe I should put more, right? More red, more of that, right? Let's put more of that. So I got a bigger brush just to cover more of an area. Cover more of an area. I'm not sure what you would call this particular I'm kind of liking the yellow and like pink. I'm using magenta, you guys. So just in case you're wondering, this is ultramarine, this is viridian green, this is quinacridone magenta, which is my favorite color that I use all the time in every painting. And this is like yellow, just regular yellow. And then you have to have some sort of yellow ochre, which is good for skin tones. And then you have burnt sienna and burnt umber, which is great. Okay. Sometimes it's good to like spread random weird colors like in a thin film or a thin layer. I say film, like layer. So you could kind of get like weird combinations of color that you may not expect to have. Right? Weird combos of color. And then make sure you dry it in between. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to be realistic and be like majestic. You could make it whatever you want to make it, right? So it don't need to be realistic. But yeah. Okay? Whatever that means. Whatever that means. And I keep two. Now, the key with gouache or watercolor is you need to have two different containers of water, as you can see, because it's very easy for your watercolor or your gouache to become contaminated. The colors to be like colluding and contaminating each other really, really quickly. So that's why it's kind of important that you have two different waters. That way you can do dirty water and then another one to kind of wash out your brush again, so you don't have any residual color left over and you kind of polluting things along the way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have two different things here, and have some, whatever you call it, while you at it. whatever you call it along the way. All right, so I'm feeling good kind of with this first layer because, and then, with watercolor and gouache, it's kind of about the layers for real, especially if you're doing watercolor because watercolor is very transparent. So it's definitely about the layers. Gouache, I don't necessarily need to do that because it could be very thick or very thin, which is why I really love gouache. And I find myself working with gouache a lot more than I have in the past because it is a lot more like thick and you can like really build up the layers. You can make it look realistic or you can make it look really thin and have like a lot of things going on at the same time. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I have my blow dryer off to the side. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna put y'all on mute real quick. So I could actually do my thing. I don't know why this started bugging out. All right, hold on, y'all. Lord. Obviously, unless y'all want to hear the. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna mute y'all. All right, and we're back and better than ever, right? All right, I'm gonna try to chill out with that because I don't want that to heat my camera and then we be having problems. Okay. All right, so we are still kind of wet though, but as long as I'm not putting my hand in it, which is good, so the outsides of it are dry. So I'm gonna keep proceeding. We're gonna keep going, right? So while we kind of dig into this portrait, I'm gonna talk about like some of the stuff that's been going on. As you know, over the last year, I have been MIA. Kind of on and off. A lot has been going on, and I don't want to get too deep or too personal because it's like too crazy, and I don't want to get depressed, and I don't want anybody else to get depressed. But a lot has happened over the last year. Let's just put it that way. Well, really the last 2 years for real. I mean, if I'm really honest though, like, tell me if you feel the same. Like, life has been kicking my ass since 2020, if I'm really honest about it, right? Life has really just been like, you know what? You don't deserve to be happy. Because, like, in 2022, has it been 2020? 2022, my dad passed away. And he was older, but I mean, still kind of like doing well enough. But it's just like, I don't know, just between COVID and everything else, I don't want to talk. Well, we can't really talk about it too much on YouTube. I got to be careful what I say on YouTube because they be bugging out. But anyway, between that and just health complications, he got sick. And no matter how strong you are, once you get to a certain age, if you start having Like if you fall or you have a heart attack or you have a stroke, anything like that, it can really take you out and stuff like that. So anyway, he passed away. That was very devastating for not only me but my mom, which they was together for 40 years, right? So 40 years, imagine that. Imagine being with one person for 40 years. Like, can you imagine? Like the amount of drama and trauma. Not drama and trauma. But you know what I mean? Like, that's a long time to be with somebody. Let's just put it that way. So because of that, my mom was very sorry, I need to put up the reference folder so I can see it really quickly. Let me just put it here. Then I can see it myself. Okay. So because of that, not only was my mom very like just depressed, and we was all depressed, but she was even more so, as is understandable, she was even more kind of down about it, because they had been together for so long. It's like her partner was gone, you know, and that was it. So it was very devastating for her, and I seen her kind of declining. I mean, combined with the fact that she had some health issues go on like 15 years ago that almost killed her, and she had to have surgery. So because of that, um she had to be kind of really careful in the way she lived, like maintaining her weight, her blood pressure, and all that stuff. And if you know, kind of like the old school generation, like the people that oldies but good, I call them oldies but goodies, but the old school generation that's like in their 60s, 70s, 80s, basically like the baby boomers, they don't listen. They never thought about, like, how much salt intake, how much this, that. You shouldn't eat, certain things and blah, blah, blah. They never really thought about those sorts of things for real. So in the process, I'm like battling with my mom, like while we're all dealing with the death of my dad and dealing with her health issues at the same time. She's not really listening to me, you know, and kind of just doing her own thing. Like, oh, and what can you tell your parents, right? It's not much you could tell them. Like, what are you gonna say? That they're actually gonna listen to? You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. Especially the older generation. Like, she tell me, like, shut the hell up, mind your business, da da da. I'm eating good. I'm doing what I gotta do. Cause even me, as I got older, I'm like, yo, I need to watch my weight. I need to pay attention to like my salt intake, what's really going on. I ended up developing like high blood pressure. Um, Once I turned 40, I ended up developing like high blood pressure. And funny enough, I think it was also because I was like low key going through the change. And that's a whole nother story that I could possibly get into at a later date, but um I ended up going through the change and didn't really know I was going through the change for real. Um so that's kind of like a thing. I didn't really know I was going through the change. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I thought I was just falling apart, and you know, and I still feel like I'm kind of falling apart, but I'm not really falling apart. It's just that I'm getting older, right? Your girl is getting older. So it's basically throughout all of that, and that's what I was kind of dealing with behind the scenes. So that was hard within itself, dealing with those things. I think we're having some lagging issues, y'all. We lagging. We should not be lagging. We should not be lagging. Sorry if you got any lagging. I want to know, are you guys lagging on your side? Let me know, because we should not be having any sort of lagging. Hopefully we're not lagging and dragging. Yeah, oh, if you thought it was on your end, that's why I'm like, it must be something going on. It might be, I think my camera's getting hot. That's what's happening. So anyway, you guys, roll with me as we flow through it. Yeah, it's like, it wants to start lagging and going crazy. Wait, hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it really quick. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not affecting the audio. Okay, good. I need to fix my painting. Hold on, guys. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna try to cool it down a little bit. As I tell my story. Because my camera isn't hot, so I don't know why it's doing that. The story was getting good, right? The story was getting good. Alright, so hopefully you guys are still with me. Sorry about any sort of lag that may be going on. We're gonna have technical issues sometime. It's still jumpy. It's not jumpy on my camera though, which is weird, but alright, so it's a little jumpy. Alright. Let's continue down the road of what we was talking about. We're gonna trooper through it. Alright, so anywho, I'm gonna put a little bit of red in here. I think I had to just cool it down a little bit. So I'm gonna put red and just different colors in. And then we'll kind of refine it as we go along. Alright, it should be getting better, you guys, because it looks like it's getting better. And I'm just using a lot of different variation in color. I'm gonna add a little bit of a white to lighten up this part. So yeah, anyway, back onto the story. I'm gonna add a little more white because I need it to be a little bit lighter, which it doesn't really matter. You can add a little bit more white to yellow ochre to give it a lighter tone, but you don't want. So you do it based off of how light you think the person should be. I'm going in with like patches of color because I kind of like the way that looks. But you guys can do it whatever the way you want to do it. And I'm going to go use this as the lightest tone for the nose. So anyway, yeah. So I started doing, some different stuff though. I'm not even, as you can see, I'm not really following the reference photo. I'm kind of doing my own thing, how I see fit. And you guys can do the same. I mean, you don't even have to make, well, you kind of do have to make her black though, because she has black features. So, you kind of can't bypass that. Sorry, but yeah. But you can make her many different shades, let's say that, right? So many different shades. I think I'm gonna try to zoom in, you guys. Was that a good at a set? This, let me see. Uh-oh. No, it's not what I wanted. All right, there you go. So I zoomed y'all in a little bit. Zoomed y'all in a little bit. So the bridge of the nose is always going to be a lot lighter than anything else, especially like around here. So I always make the bridge of the nose a little bit lighter than anything else. And it looks crazy right now, but I swear to God, if you continue to put layers and you can kind of get through this first stage of ugliness and weirdness and all that, it'll look great in the end. So kind of keep going. Don't give up. You know what I'm saying? The little boy that could. So anyway, yeah, I mean, so she just like, so between that, and her health issues and stuff like that, um it just so happened that my mom's she ended up having more health issues where she had to go back in and get surgery in August of last year. She ended up going back in and having to get surgery done and stuff like that. And originally she was supposed to get it done sometime in I want to say January. No. Sorry. Wrong month. She's supposed to get it done in June, but she was going to get it done like right around my son's birthday, which his birthday, if you don't know, is in June. It's June the 16th. All right? So And we happened to be going to Disney World right around that time. So I told her, no, I don't want you to get that surgery right now because, um, I just don't want anything to happen to you, especially right around, my son's birthday, because he's still very little, not very little, but he's like he's only 11, right? He's going to be 11 he's going to be 11 in June of this year. So yeah, I was just like, no, please don't get the surgery now. Let's kind of postpone it until I come back from Disney World because I want to be able to be there for you. I want to be able to take care of you, especially I have a background in like nursing and helping people in nursing homes, da 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 da. So I was like, I definitely want to be here to kind of see what's going on and to help you do whatever and blah 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 blah. And she was like, okay, even though technically she was having major problems from um whatever was going on in her brain, and the doctors were kind of like, yeah, you're gonna have to get that surgery. Like it's like it's mandatory that you get this surgery. Like this is not optional type of thing. That's what they felt like. Oh, it's not optional. You got to get the surgery. Blah blah blah. This, that, and the third. So, of course, I mean, who the hell wants to get surgery? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to voluntarily get surgery, but if your doctor, your neurologist is telling you, and that's another thing like what, life taught me a lot throughout this journey, like with my mom and just people I love getting sick and dying and stuff like that. Um That's kind of yellow, but it's fine. I can always cover it up. Like, if you ever feel like you made a mistake, don't panic. Especially when it comes to gouache or acrylic, because you could always add layers. You could always fix it. It's not that big of a deal. Now with watercolor, that's totally different. And markers and watercolor is like you get what you get, sis. Okay. Um. So if you put too much too early, it's gonna look crazy if you're using watercolor. So anyway, so yeah. Exactly. You get what you get, okay? So don't come up in my DMs like, see, it don't look like yours. What happened? Da 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 da. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, that watercolor will take you down. I'm telling you, it will take you down for real. I'm using a lot more white right there than I should, but that's fine. I'm just gonna add more yellow ochre. Exactly. I mean, who you telling? For the longest time, people was like, "Oh, I love watercolor. You should try it." Well, I mean, I mean, especially if you in the U.S., you live in the U.S., the primary paints and creative thing that you get in the beginning of your creative journey in like middle school or elementary school, whatever. For those of you in the UK, it'll be primary school. But yeah, for those things that you get in the beginning of your journey, it's always watercolor. And I never felt inspired from that. And I don't know why they start you off with watercolor, because I guess they feel like, oh, it's water and you can use water with the color. But it's so unpredictable. It's like all over the place. It looks like shit half the time. I swear to God, if you don't know how to use watercolor, it's gonna look like crap. 9 times out of 10, for real. It's gonna look crazy. Okay? I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's gonna look insane. I am adding a little bit of light and bright to the forehead, right? Like you do. Now, I did concentrate most of the darkness around the perimeter of the face because that's where most of the shadow is around the perimeters of the face. So again, you do have to kind of be careful with that because once you, it's even in gouache, if you make it too dark, it's that's just what it's going to be. Okay, that is just what it's going to be. Okay, so yeah. Oh, why do I have this water here? Hold on, let me move that. Let me move the water. No, Floof. What are you doing? Sorry, my cat is going insane. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. All right, hold up. Wait a minute. All right. Now, I'm going to do some stuff with the hair. Again, this is just initial stages. We just painting and chatting at the end of the day. You got to go with it. Make sure you're drying your painting in between stages. Also, that's a really key thing with watercolor, gouache, or anything like that. You gotta dry your stuff in between stages so that you can build up the layers. And it's kind of the key also with acrylic, even though acrylic is a lot more opaque. So you don't necessarily need to do that, but yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna do some stuff with the hair. Let's go with a brown. I don't think you guys can see that. But I think I'm gonna make purple, so I'm gonna do magenta and a hint of blue. And I'm gonna make the hair purple. Alright, I did too much blue. Too much blue. So I gotta add more magenta. If you don't have magenta, just use red. It's the same thing. Same thing, sis. Same thing. Alright, so I'm gonna use purple for the hair. Okay. Purple for the hair. If you want it to be more opaque, you could just add less water. You see how it ends up being a lot more opaque. Not more opaque, darling. What in the world? Hey D, how you doing, boo? What is poppin'? How are you? Welcome, welcome. So I'm using a lot more opaqueness, kind of less water. That's why it's kind of coming through like this. And as I build up the layers, I'm gonna add, slowly add kind of less water, you know? Mm. You gotta be careful with that ratio of red and blue because it'll quickly turn blue. Ow. Ow. Quickly turn blue, y'all. And the thing about gouache and watercolor, you're gonna have to do quite a bit of layering. It's not like um acrylic where you could probably go in with 2 layers or even maybe 1 layer if you get it thick enough and you'll be good to go. You can't really do that. Hey, 755 Media's in his house. Hi. How you doing? What is poppin'? Don't forget, y'all, we are having a giveaway. So if you want to be part of the giveaway, don't forget to share, like the video, comment, stay active. Because we're going to, at the end of the live stream, we're going to be doing a giveaway for one of my Creative Girls sketchbooks. So if you want to be a part of that, don't forget to join in on the fun. D says, I'm good. It's good. It's good to see you. It's good to see you too. It's been so long. I was kind of just telling them a little bit of what happened with me and just everything that's been going on. And it's good to have the dark lines too so that you can actually be able to see the little buns or little like squiggles and wiggles in the hair. Because in the end, we're gonna have to add I mean, you can kind of add the highlights now if you really wanted to, but because you can kind of like lighten little parts of the buns. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but you can take your brush, wet your brush a little bit, and lighten certain parts of the bun. The bun, space buns. I don't know what you would call this hairstyle, but it's like space buns. I'm not sure. So see, if you lighten a lot of that, you know, once it dries, it will be a lot lighter, so it will stick out like that's an actual, it will give like the illusion that that's an actual bun. Oh, you finally started going to TikTok. Oh, girl, you late to the game because they was like talking about banning TikTok because I was about to go back on there too, but I never really got into TikTok. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't on the TikTok because I felt like I was spread too thin everywhere else. That's probably why I never got on the TikTok run, but never really got into TikTok for real. So I kind of should have did that in the beginning. You can kind of definitely lift some stuff up if you need to. So you have like exposure of the buns. All right, so I'm gonna work on. At this point, you could definitely dry it. You definitely want to come in and dry it and kind of do all that. Yeah, I need to look. D said yes. I need to look at a option since the ban is still up in the air. Yeah. Especially, I mean, you already know with the country on fire right now. Let's take a water break real quick, y'all. Make sure you get your water in. Now that I'm going through the change in quotation marks, water is more important than anything in life. I swear to God. Like my body ain't never need this much water in its life. Ain't never need this much water. Ain't never need this much water in his life. So that's still wet. So while that's drying, I'm gonna move down and I'm gonna work on the necklace. This is a necklace. I'm not sure what to even call this necklace. But it's definitely something like African and from the African culture. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's definitely something African, something from a certain tribe. And they in the picture they kind of just made it fashionable. Yes, water is essential, okay? Because I was having all sorts of like ailments and problems and yada yada yada, and then my doctor was like, are you drinking enough water?" I'm like, girl, no. Like, do I need water? I don't know. Do I need it? Yeah, my body's like, yeah, bitch, you need it. Like, what? What's going on? All right, so I'm gonna work on a necklace. I'm definitely gonna do that. Is kind of accurate. Again, everything else looks crazy. I'm kind of just getting in that first initial kind of whatever, and then we'll go in with more whatever. Okay. Again, trust the process. Turn your paper around if you need to. Our first color is yellow, so I'm gonna go in with some yellow. And I'm gonna do straight up yellow. And I'm even going to add a little white to it to help it out, because white and yellow needs to go together for it to be a little more opaque, you guys. Okay. But make sure y'all hit that like button and share. Help your girl out, because I'm still trying. I'm trying to get back out there again. I'm trying to jumpstart my channel again. And if you know anything about YouTube, you know they all about, like, they kind of change the algorithm up a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Wait, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so they changed the algorithm up a little bit. And since they changed the algorithm, um, that kind of affects the way people view things on YouTube. So I'm definitely trying to get back out there. Because they're more interested in kind of pushing people to stay on the app than they are of actually getting people to watch people they actually subscribe to. Because I can't tell you how many times I actually have to search for, like, my favorite YouTubers to figure out where they are and what's really happening and stuff like that. So I switched over to a smaller brush so I can get more precision in what I'm doing. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. And then now we're going to switch over to some green. I don't know why I mixed it in that yellow. I don't know why. I mixed it in with the yellow because it's going to give me that, like, brighter green that's in the picture. My hands are kind of in the way. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me move this over real quick. My hands are in the way. Sometimes you got to turn your paper or turn your canvas, whatever you're doing, so that you can be able to see what's going on and gather your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, after we got back from onto the story. After we got back from Disneyland. My mom ended up having her surgery. It was like January, June. I don't know why I keep saying January. It was June 30th. She ended up having her surgery. And of course, the guy that was doing the surgery, he's like, "Oh, I'm like the best surgeon since sliced bread. I know exactly what I'm doing." Yada yada yada, blah blah blah. This is June, right, of 2024 I'm talking about. And he's like, "Oh, I'm the head of the hospital, blase blase," because my mom had really good insurance because she had worked all her life for the city of New York. So she had really good insurance after she retired and all that. And um basically, so he, and I feel like a lot of it, because a lot of the healthcare system in America is all about, you get good care based off your skin color and the type of insurance you have or how much money you have, right? And that's just the bottom line, right? So because my mom was already batting 1,000 because she was black and an older woman, so she's already off the bat gonna get less care. So um but she had great insurance, so they was like loving that, like, oh, we're gonna give her the top doctor, da 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 da, blah 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 blah. And he's gonna do major surgery again. Brain surgeries is major, right? So he's like, yeah, we're gonna do brain surgery, the blase blase. And like, you have to get this surgery, because if you don't get the surgery, you know what's gonna happen to you, da 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 da. Basically, like, oh, because I'm like, I'm going with her to the appointments, like, yo, does she really have to get this, da da da, you know, um, and they're like, yeah, 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 she really has to get it. I mean, because she was bleeding in the brain. So that's, you know, in itself, okay, yeah, I get it. She does need to get that because if she's bleeding in the brain, we want to stop that from happening. Um and basically she went in, got the surgery. And I don't know what happened because the type of BS and gaslighting, whatever you want to call it, manipulating that went on in this hospital was insane. Because I'm one of those people, again, I have experience in nursing. I have experience in taking care of elderly people, and just because that's what I did in my past life, right? That's what I call it. Because I have experience in taking care of people and elderly people and all of those things. Basically, I knew what I needed to do. So I was like on the nurse's ass, like, yo, you need to turn her every 2 hours. Why isn't she looking da 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 da? Why is she like, why aren't you washing her? Why aren't you shaving her? Like, basic human necessities that needed to be done. This major metropolitan freaking hospital was not doing, right? And a lot of people don't know that it's not about you getting the surgery, but it's about, can you freaking survive the surgery after you get out? It's about the care that you get after the surgery. That's just as important as the surgeon that's actually doing the surgery. Even though he did some half-ass surgery, because my mom ended up having a stroke in the middle of the surgery, right? So when she woke up, she was pretty much incapacitated or whatever. So, but I was still, she was like out of it for like, I want to say almost 3 weeks. She was lethargic. She was looking crazy. Um, they wasn't really taking care of her. And I felt like so alone in this situation because, um, nursing home and like elder abuse is so fucking real in this country, and it's so not even talked about. So of course, in the middle of that, I can't do art. I can't even think about YouTube. I can't even function. I feel like I'm going insane. And prior to that, I had stopped doing YouTube anyway because of my dad dying and stuff like that. Um so I mean, there's pretty much no way I was going to be able to function through that. You know what I mean? Um so I was just like so depressed and so kind of like out of it. I mean, like I didn't even know how to function at that point, and the fact that um these people were like abusing my mom in the hospital, and like I got into an argument like plenty of times with the nurses, and um I mean just the subpar care that they was giving. um and then it got to the point where they got pissed off. um there was a nurse, and she was of another race, I'll just say that. And most people feel like if you're black or whatever, and show any sort of, like, if you complain or you show any sort of passion, they instantly become afraid because they feel like, oh, you're the angry black woman in here, trying to attack me and assault me. And meanwhile, nothing is going on, but they swear to God you're trying to assault them, right? So she basically told her bosses that I tried to attack her, which I didn't do any of those things. Um, and basically made it where I ended up having to go through a battle with the hospital because they banned me from actually being an advocate for my mom. And it was all because this nurse in particular was a racist piece of crap, and she was pissed off that I was on her about her treatment to my mom and all of that stuff. Um so it was just devastating going through the process, and people never talk about um yeah, it's like people never talk about elder abuse and just how people, and I'm a firm believer that you take care of your mom. Like, I would never, like, and I promised my mom before she passed, like, I was like, I'll never put you in a nursing home. I'll never leave you to just fend for yourself. I got you. I'm a ride for you until the day you die. I'm a ride for you. You know what I mean? So sorry, I'm getting emotional, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on, hold on. So anyway, as I was kind of going through that, that whole rigmarole, whatever, um, the doctor was like, "Oh, nobody's abusing your mom. Nobody's doing nothing to your mom. You just ghetto and you're violent." Meanwhile, you don't know violent, cause okay, I could have called some people to be violent. Like, stop playing. But I don't play about my mom. And that's the thing. A lot of these places, and a lot of these nurses, especially, that's why I feel like nurses, even if you're a nurse and especially if you're a nurse and you are, um, let's say Caucasian or just different race from the person that you're taking care of, I think all nurses in any sort of healthcare field should have sensitivity training, diversity training, stuff like that, because different cultures and different people deal with things in different ways, right? So, um, sorry, I'm trying to let me put this in real quick. Yes, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. I needed those hugs, especially months ago, for real, because I was going through it. And the reason why I was also pissed about it was because my mom at the time, when she first came out of the surgery, she was helpless. Like, she was lethargic. They was over medicating her. They were putting her on all these medications just to dope her up, and whatever. So she couldn't really talk to me, so I had to be kind of like her advocate and stuff like that. And and it was crazy because before she went into that surgery, she was driving, talking, thriving, doing all the thing. Like, for real, I would have rathered her pass away in her sleep at our house with her regular thing, in her bonnet, eating the food she loved. I would have rather her just have passed away than the way she passed away. Because the nursing home. Anyway, long story short, the doctors ended up. My mom was in the hospital from June the 20th until like July the 20th or something like that. And the only reason they even transfer her out is because I was gonna file a complaint against the doctors and the nurses. And I told the doctor, I'm her advocate. You're not gonna abuse my mom. You're gonna remove her right away. Da da da. Da. So they was like, "Fuck it. We barely gonna take care of her. We're not gonna take care of her. We're not gonna do our job, and we're gonna just do what we want to your mom." And we're gonna pass the buck on, and we're gonna like transfer her out to a rehab, right? Yes, thank you so much, Deborah. I appreciate that. It's heartbreaking, especially when you grow up with your mom. Like, me and my mom, we were best friends. Like, she's my ride or die. Like, um, it'll probably be different if we wasn't that close or whatever. But I mean, she helped me raise my kids, for God's sake. I mean, I had kids young, so I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And she helped me raise them and told me all the things that I needed to do, how to maintain them, how to deal with them. She was there through my daughter's teenage stage. And if you know anything about teenagers, they fucking suck. uh, Teenagers suck, okay? So, anyway, sorry, let me go into this next stage. Blah, blah, blah. Let me see. What do we have? Red, black, yellow, and then we have red, wait, green, and red. So anyway, I'm sorry guys if I'm being too heavy. If you want me to like change the subject, if it's like too traumatic, just let me know and I'll change the subject. But I felt like I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about it because for so long I haven't really talked about it. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we're out to sorry, I wanted to get that in. Anyway, they transfer her out to a rehab, and this is a rehab, and and I picked this rehab because they had 3 stars. So let me tell you guys, like, beware of like Google like reviews because low key a lot of the reviews are bullshit, and they just put whatever in the reviews, but it's not really true. And I didn't know businesses could do that until I actually got my mom to this particular place, right? So, anyway, so she went to the rehab. Um, I'm just reinforcing color. And put some here. All right, so she went to the rehab or whatever, and when we get to the rehab is looks nothing like the pictures. It is not a 3-star skilled facility that's going to help my mom rehab. It was absolutely horrific. First of all, first night we get in there, I rush over there, and I chose this facility because it's in a nice neighborhood. It was like an upscale neighborhood. And even though it was in an upscale neighborhood, people like people in that neighborhood, like you in a certain tax bracket, okay? So I thought she would be in good hands. So we get into that neighborhood or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. She's in good hands. Yada yada yada. Whatever, whatever. Get over there. It's ghetto. Okay? It's the ghetto. Okay? It's dark, dank, dingy. The furniture is dated. It looks like a jail cell. So off the break, I'm like, oh my God. What is going on here? What did I pick? What it like I'm like, and at that point my mom was awake. She was awake. But she wasn't her because she had a brain injury, right? Traumatic brain injury. She was still recovering and yada yada yada. And hold on. This is like a tricky one, so I'm gonna yeah, I had to get in there real quick. Hold on. So yeah, hold on, I'm gonna stand up for a minute. Ooh, I gotta do some stretching. It's stretching time. Anyway, so I'll continue the story while I stretch, right? So basically, hold on, let me put my thing up some more so you guys can hear me. Me. No, let me stop. Anyway, so yeah, like she gets into the rehab or whatever, and it's fucking horrific, okay? They don't tell you again, people abuse, trauma, all the things, right? So you get in there. Number one, there was no skilled nursing. She had to have a special IV that was putting into her arm. And she was feeling she was disoriented and kind of combative because she had the traumatic brain injury and she had the stroke, and she was still kind of like coming out of it, but she was combative, so she would pull the thing out of her arm constantly. And there was no special nurses there to put the IV in her arm properly or to do anything that they was actually supposed to do. So there was that, right? And then so I had to go to the nurses constantly. Half of them didn't speak English properly, so I couldn't even really freaking communicate with them for real. Um, so they had to go to somebody else. And then like they couldn't put the IV in properly. Meanwhile, her sodium, her stats, all of her vital signs was like tanking. I could see that she was getting more and more lethargic, and at the same time they put her in a room with somebody again that was how do I say it, they put her in a room with somebody that was from a different race, cultural background, whatever, which again you have to be careful with because not every culture gets along. People have racism, bias, whatever you want to call it. So that was already uncomfortable because the person was constantly nagging and complaining, and then the person had their husband there that was there 24/7, and he started complaining to the staff about my mom. And long story short, an incident happened where the husband attacked my mom out of nowhere in the middle of the day, and they had to call me down there and yada yada yada. And I had it took everything in me not to have my daughter come down and run down on him. Um, so that was a whole nother story within itself, you know, just dealing and navigating with the different personalities and different cultures of people that they actually put into her room where they were sharing a room. Um, and the entitlement that was coming from that side of the room, and like the attacking of her, and that kind of made her decline again. So she was just getting very bad treatment all the way around the board. And all the while, I kept telling them, like, yo, you need to back her off. I had to do my own research. I had to tell them, like, yo, she's lethargic. You need to back her off of certain medications, blah, blah, blah. Like, I felt like I was a doctor for real. And I'm like, yo, you need to back her off of certain medications, da, 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 da. You need to do the whole thing, blase, blase. And then, like, they wasn't actually following my instructions all the way. They was trying to prevent me from taking her to the hospital when her vitals would tank, or they couldn't put the IV in, and da da da, because they were upset. They didn't want their nursing home rating to go down the tubes like it should have, because they were totally incompetent or whatever. So, you know, long story short, battling back and forth with that. And then I didn't even mention that after my mom came home from, not came home, but when she went to the rehab from the hospital, she had a massive bed sore underneath her breast. And that pissed me off, and I wanted to rage, but I had nobody I could talk to and kind of rage out about that. Um, so it was just pure insanity from there, right? Um, okay, let's get back in it. We did our little stand up break time. Sorry, you guys. Hold on. Let me fix my mic. Fix the mic. All right. Hopefully you can hear me. And wait, let me fix this too. Sorry if y'all hear that. Okay. So anyway, let's put some more layers. It's pretty much everything else is pretty much dry, which is good. I'm actually gonna fill in the earrings and stuff like that. Hopefully I'm not depressing you guys too much. Oh, but I think I needed that session of like talking about it, because I mean, I've been grieving for the last 6 months, because she died in August of last year. My birthday's gonna come up next week, you guys. So but I'm still gonna come on next Sunday, because I'm gonna try to be consistent. Every Sunday we're gonna be here. So make sure you guys get your sketchbooks ready, and I'm gonna be posting other videos and stuff like that. But um when did I put this green out? Oh, I remember. Like, oh, I remember. All right, we're gonna fill that in. This next stage is when we're really gonna do opaque, like passes of whatever, right? We gotta get opaque with it. And again, you don't have to have the reference photo the way it's in there. It don't have to necessarily be like that, but do what you want, you know? The rest of it is gonna be red. Red and yellow. My cat is pissed off because ew, so gooey now. I think I was talking too long. I think I was doing too much talking. Not enough painting. Alright. Too much talking and not enough painting. I mean, you could also make these earrings whatever color you want to make them to. Like, they don't have to be like in a African motif. Kind of do whatever you want. So yeah, anyway, you guys. Yeah, talking about it will help. It does help because I'm kind of old school. I don't really believe in therapy. I know that's like so. People are like, oh my God, like you're so old. Yeah, but I don't believe in therapy. Well, not that I don't believe in it, but I don't like people in my business. Even though, as I sit here and tell all you guys my business. But I really don't like people in my business. So and that's why it would be very hard for me. I don't know how to explain it, but it would be kind of hard for me to want to go to therapy or do anything like that for real. I think I tried it once and um the person was so goddamn annoying. I felt like she wanted to be my friend and not really my therapist. I want to go like if I go to a therapist, I want to go to like an old school therapist where I like sit on the couch and I have the conversation and you know, sit on the couch, have the conversation, and you know, tell them my life story and like, what do you think, doc? Am I going crazy? Am I losing it? I don't know. I mean, for those of you that go through therapy, that has been to therapy, you tell me, how do you feel about therapy? Does it help? Does it make it feel less hard? Um, how do you get over wanting to tell, like, telling the person your business? Like, I don't know. Because it's hard for me to want, like, I don't really want people in my business like that. I really don't. Like, especially if I don't really know you type of thing, you know what I mean? Like, Then I'm like, sis, why are you in my business? I don't know. I don't like it. It feels weird. But I mean, I want to know, like, from you guys that are in therapy, like, what do you feel about it? Like, how are you getting through it? Like, do you feel like it's too much to be having conversation with people about like your business or whatever, whatever? Like, tell me something. How do you get around like telling people your business? I don't know, cause I can't do it. And I'd be like, girl, not you in my business. Like, not you in my business. On camera, this looks a lot redder than it is. I mean, it is kind of red. So, I mean, if you want to tone down the red, you could add greens. Um, you could add a little more white to it. So I added more white. And you see that kind of gives me more of like a creamy whatever. Ooh. So anyway, to make a long story short, after battling back and forth, trying to get her levels together, um, probably a couple of weeks before she passed, there was a CNA that was working with her, because they had changed her room after that incident happened, and there was a CNA that was working with her, and she was extremely lazy. Like, I was the one changing my mom every night. I changed my mom, I washed my mom, I clipped my mom's nail. Basically, I was taking care of my mom like she was a baby, and I did not feel no type of way about it because nobody else was going to do it, so I had to do it, right? So anywho, um as I was like washing her and stuff like that. So the nursing assistant was extremely lazy. She didn't really have anything to do anyway. Um I mean, and she, but on top of it, and just on top of what, it was bad enough her being lazy. The kicker was she was abusive, right? So she like pushed my mom down on the bed one time. She was like trying to force my mom into the shower, doing all these things. So eventually I got pissed off and I'm like, bitch, and before I lay my hands on you, I get somebody to like snatch you up after work. Let me go ahead and report you, right? Let me go ahead and report you real quick. So I reported her, whatever. And when I reported her, it was like they made a big deal. Oh, it's like so bad. Da 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 blah blah blah. We're gonna call the police. I had to file a police report because they was abusing her and stuff like that. Um, did the police report? Blase blase. Long story short, and wait, hold on. I'm trying to see if I can get the lips together. See if we could do something with the lips, y'all. And funny enough, because besides all that, my partner, my man, he got his dad passed away also a year ago, November. His dad passed away. So I mean, we were just getting hit at all sides, especially my son. He was getting hit at all sides because all of his grandparents were just passing away, you know what I mean? All right, we coming together, y'all. We getting it together. Okay? I need to spray my palette because it's getting dry. So my man, his dad died, and his dad died a year after my dad. So it's back to back to back grandparents. All the grandparents are gone in one foul swoop in a 3-year period. No, really a 2-year period. No, 3 years, because my dad went in 2022. My man, his dad died in 2023. And then my mom died in 2024. So we've been getting hit left and freaking right. I mean, life has been kicking our ass. You hear me? And we were very close to our families. Like, our families are everything. We were like, and I feel like if I don't have my family, I don't have anything. I can't function. I can't laugh. I can't breathe. I can't talk. I can't do any of the things that I would like to do. And hold on, look like we lagging again. Lagging. We're lagging. Which means I have to cool my laptop down. Because the laptop is a bitch and she's temperamental. She's like, not you trying to run all these programs at the same time. Okay, don't be abusing me. Hold on, y'all. I need to get some water. Julius, give me some water, please. Come here. Come here. Hold on, y'all. You know what? I'm gonna take a quick 2 seconds and I'm gonna grab some water myself because we're gonna take a bathroom break too. Hold on, let me leave y'all with some music real quick. Hold on. Somebody stopping me, watching me. Restream, do I need that? No, don't. Close these out. Close it out. Light tracks. Let's see. All right, I want to know, is that too loud? Give me a thumbs up if you feel like it's too loud. And in the process, don't forget, we are still doing the giveaway. I know it's we kind of chatting and dragging along, but we're still going to do a giveaway at the end of the stream. So if you want to participate, like, share, do all the things, comment. Let me know if the music is too loud. Okay, Deborah. See, everybody about to grab some coffee, so go get your favorite snack. Grab some coffee, some tea, some wine. take a little 5-second break, 5-minute break, and then we will be back at it, you guys. It's getting dark. I gotta turn up my light. It's getting dark. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna see if the music is too loud. All right, sounds okay to me. Let me know if it's not, and we will be right back. Hey y'all, y'all been waiting like, oh my god. Thank you so much for waiting. Sorry. And we back and better than ever. Alrighty then, I had to take a potty break. Potty. Okay, do a little tinka-link-a-link. And I had to, I mean, that's TMI. I guess y'all don't want to know that. But I had to change out the water. As y'all can see, we got some fresh water. Okay. Fresh water, y'all. Alrighty then. So where were we? Alright, I want to make sure I was in the camera really quick. Sorry guys. Alright, now let me turn up the brightness so y'all can kind of see what's going on. Alright, so we kind of did whatever we needed right here. I'm gonna start filling in the hair. I could have swore I had covered this up, but I guess not. Oh, you know what? The music is still on. Hold on, y'all. Hold up. Alright, I turned it down, y'all, so y'all can't hear it that much. Sorry. Alright, so let's do the hair really quick. I'm gonna switch over to... I need a smaller... whatchamacallit? I had to pee so bad, but we all friends here, right? We're all friends here. You guys can know that I had to pee. Alrighty then. I grabbed another brush. This is like a small filbert. Because I'm going to go in with a darker thing. I'm going to do blue and brown. And that's going to give me blue, brown, purple. You could do blue, brown, red, whatever you want to do. Now to kind of give you what you want. And I'm going to go in with not that much water. And I'm going to go into those crevices. And I'm going to go around the different parts of the bun. To kind of give me what I'm looking for. Different parts of the bun. And I'm gonna... I'm gonna kind of blend it out. I'm trying to leave some gaps of it so that I could be able to, hold on. Alright, I put my light on real quick. But now I get a lot of shadow. Why do I have shadows? Ooh, wait, hold on. That's too bright. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn y'all down a little bit. I'm sorry. That's way too bright. Sorry about that. I had to turn my light on because it's getting kind of dark right here. Alright, there we go. I turned y'all down. So y'all not. Too bright, right? Anyway, I can see, you can see. I need to be able to see. I'm continue to use this black kind of blue mixture. Because I want the buns, the space buns. I don't know why I keep calling them space buns. I don't know what you would call them, but... And then I'm going to get in here. I'm going right in, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, and I'm going to leave a little bit of, like, light color at the top. I'm going to go in, like, part of the scalp. Yes! Koika, what is up, baby? What's going on, Q? What's happening? How you feeling? Yes, I am back and better than ever, right? What's been going on? Catch me up. Oh, she calls them knots. They, you know what? They almost like Bantu knots. They are kind of like that though, right? But I don't think doesn't have like the braid, because I think you have to have a braid for it to be Bantu knots, right? All right, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for y'all so you can see kind of what I'm doing. And I'm gonna just you can kind of sort of see what I'm doing. But I mean, Q, you are the hairdresser. I see you out there doing the hair. So you should know, right? Like, you should know. I don't know what the distinctions are, but I know I like to, when I paint, right? I definitely like to make sure that I'm painting some sort of black hair, right? Because our hair is like so important for real to us. Yeah, those are more like twists. Because you can see it. Make sure you leave some space when y'all painting these so you know where to put your highlight. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Try to leave some space as you kind of fill these in. That's what I'm trying to do. So I can have some space in it. And remember, guys, if you just get in here, don't forget we are still doing a giveaway. So if you want to participate, don't forget to like, share, comment, and all the things. And at the end, I'm going to pick somebody that I can actually send my sketchbook to. My custom sketchbook. It's funny, you know, the things that you find important, you know? When you're young, or not even just young, but like, you know, when everything's good in life and you just feel like, oh, you know, this thing is so important. Some things that you find so important. And I found like after my mom passed, it's like so many things that I thought was like so freaking important that I needed to do, I needed to feel, just wasn't important anymore. It really wasn't. A lot of things that you think is important, it isn't really as important as you think it is. All right, so for this other thing, hold on. I don't know where my pen is. Where is it? Um, Sorry, y'all all getting discombobulated. I could have swore I had my micron pen. I don't know what happened to it though. Where are you, buddy? You over here? I think I got it. All right. I'm going to kind of go in because I want to be able to see what's going on with these braids. So I'm going to outline them a little bit more. Outline the braids, baby. I mean, that's the good thing about gouache, because once you kind of paint in what you want to paint in, you can go in with your marker or whatever it is and kind of accentuate some of those lines. Sorry, I can't see that. I'm gonna put it more in the shot, baby. A lot of this stuff is all about layers, you guys, because that's just the way gouache and the other stuff is. It's all about layers. So make sure you keep putting your layers in, y'all. So the more layers you put, the better off it'll be. The better off you will be. Alright, so I thought I had some black. I'm gonna zoom y'all out real quick. Oh, I zoomed you in. So I zoomed y'all out. All right, let's do the little buns. I mean, the little braids that go across. And again, you could do these 1,000 ways, you guys. You don't necessarily have to do it my way, but it's 1,001 ways you can do braids. You can do any sort of thing, really. I'm just mixing brown and blue, and that's going to give me like a pseudo black. That's going to give me a pseudo black. All right, she's coming together, y'all. Coming together. Brown and blue, brown and blue. Just keep mixing that brown and blue. You should be okay. I don't have enough blue, apparently. Brown and blue. All right, let's pop While that does whatever, we're gonna let that marinate for a minute. And we're gonna work on her eyes. Now her eyes are like hazel, it looks like. I don't know. They look hazel. So I'm gonna mix a little bit of yellow ochre and white. That should kind of give me what I'm looking for hazel. That yellow ochre is such a versatile color, you guys. Like, I love yellow ochre. It's like, don't sleep on yellow ochre for real. It is such a versatile color because you can do beaches, skin tones, all sorts of stuff with just yellow ochre. Yeah, that kind of gives me what I want, right? Like, maybe. She has very pretty eyes. Very pretty eyes. Let me see if I can zoom in for that one. Do I need to zoom in for y'all? Maybe. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit. There you go. There y'all go. I'm telling you, you have patience, you take your time with portraits. That's the gag, right? That's the key to good portraits is shadows. Like, I wish I could get, like, maybe I should put the tips in, but anyway, that's the key with portraits, you guys, is making sure you have enough. You have three values. You have dark, light, and a mid-tone, right? So here's my darkness right here. Here's like my mid-tone, and I still can add highlights, which will be my light color. So dark, light, mid-tone, and lots of layers, and you can make any portrait look bomb. I'm telling you. You just have to be patient. You just have to kind of work at it and keep going. Don't give up in the middle. Don't get irritated and be like, oh, nah, that looks like crap. I'm not going to do it. You know? I'm going to put a little pupil in. Oh, I made that one too big, which is fine. And yes, you can use a micron pen in conjunction with remember what I said, micron pens are archival and waterproof. But try to let it dry before you start doing stuff though. She's looking beautiful. So beautiful. What are you talking about? She's looking beautiful, okay? Alright, let's put a little dado underneath her whatchamacallits? Her nostrils, like you do. Like you do. That's too much water. Put it in the nostril. Don't be afraid to get in the nostril. Don't be afraid of it. Okay, just get in there. Alright. See how I did too much water? Like, most people will panic at this stage. I dried off my brush. Now I'm gonna go in and just get it out before it dries. Most people will be like, oh my god, the whole portrait is ruined. Not me. I'm just putting some shadow in where I see fit. Put the shadow in, baby. Put it in. Don't be afraid of the shadow. And this is what I'm talking about. The dark, the light, and the mid-tone, right? So dark. This is the darkest tone. Probably going to be, not the darkest tone, but this is like my mid-dark, right? To give me some shadow in between here. Right? And there you go, right? Kind of like makeup. Like if you're a person that likes makeup, you gotta do your contour. Right? I'm gonna blend that out before it dries. Blend it, baby, blend it. And look, she's coming together, right? We getting her together. That's how you do it, baby. I'm being careful to leave the eyelids because she has not puffy eyes. What do you call the eye? She has a hooded eyelid. That's what it is. It's called a hooded eyelid, okay? Can you guess what makeup guru I learned that from? She has a hooded eyelid, so I'm gonna leave the eyelid blank because I want to be able to put that deep shadow inside of the eyelid. I'm gonna grab this other brush. And I'm gonna grab my dark color because her eyes are, she has a smoky eye. And of course I do that. Why wouldn't I? I should have used a smaller brush. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna spread this here. I'm gonna use a smaller brush. And I'm gonna use a dark color. And we're gonna go in. And we're gonna contour her eyes. Again, you can have fun with it. You can do what you want. You don't necessarily have to do it like that, but this is I kind of want it to be realistic a little bit. You want that hooded eye for the queer guy. I don't know why I'm thinking about that show. I haven't seen that show in years. So we're gonna do a smoky eye. Like, think you can have fun with it and be like, you know what? I'm gonna give you a smoky eye, darling. That's what we're doing here. We're going for like a smoky eye. Not a black eye, because that's what it's looking like. Not a friggin' black eye, but a smoky eye. Especially if you're using what do you call it? Like acrylics? Acrylic gouache. Be careful. Be careful. I'm just using pure water because I didn't like how that looked, so I'm gonna lift it up. There we go. There we go. I like that. Alright. There we go. I don't know what that is. I think that's like a gold color, though. That she has on her eye. Gold? Is it gold? Could be gold. My stuff is drying up on me. No. Why? What do you need?
Stream.
You was watching what?
Watching stream.
Oh, you was watching it?
Mm-hmm.
How?
On TV.
Oh. You was watching it on the TV?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Alright, it's still wet. It's very wet. Now it wants to do nonsense. I don't know. It could look cool if I leave it like that, right? No, not really. Let me stop playing around. Alright, I'm gonna let it dry because it wants to do crazy stuff and I don't want it to do that. So I don't want it to do that, okay? You okay? Yeah. You okay? Yeah, what do you want, boy? Well, I'm some Jesus. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Mommy duties. Hold on, y'all. What happened to your bowl? I mean, give me the container so I can put it in there. What is that? What is that in there? Where am I supposed to put this at? Sorry, y'all. I gotta do this thing real quick for this boy. I'll hold it for you. Alright, hold it. Hold it. Don't put it right there. Right here. Hold on.
Is this dried?
What's dry? No. Don't touch that. Wait, give me that. Where's it? Because I probably wasn't talking at the time. Alright, throw that out. Yeah. Oh, God. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, no, they don't care what you doing. You could be... It don't matter. You could taking a dump. You could be painting. You could be saving lives. But they gonna come and try to find some food. I'm telling you. They gonna find some food somewhere. What are you doing? Oh my God. Please go away. I'm just laying down some stuff so I can have some sort of foundation over this. And now I'm gonna do a gray. Is it gray that I want? Yeah, it's like a gray. Gray color. In the eye. Because that's like you do, right? You got to put us a little bit of gray in the eye. A little bit of gray eye. Now I'm gonna do I'm gonna make that yellow. It's supposed to be her nose ring. Just to make it stand out a little more. And then we'll kind of touch it up. We'll touch it up later. Sometimes gouache, it paints darker than it really is, and then as it dries, you'll be able to tell that, yeah, it's not as opaque as you thought it was originally going to be. So that's probably why you have to go in with a lot of layers when it comes to gouache, because of that right there. And my brush was way too wet. So now I'm gonna let it dry before I go back in with that. before I go back in. Yes, indeed. So I just went in with like some magenta, a little bit of red and purple. Give me like a darker red. So I left a little bit of highlight right there just to kind of highlight her lips and make it feel glossy, but it really isn't glossy. Make it feel glossy, but it is not. So as long as you kind of stay within the outer edges. And I took some liberties with the lipstick color because that's our business and we can do that, right? As an artist, you can take liberties, like do what you want, you know? All right, y'all. We getting to the finish line almost. We almost at the finish line, y'all. Yay. Almost, right? Almost. All right, lips is popping. Lip gloss is popping. All right. We're looking good. Mm, 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 mm. Definitely get those layers in, y'all, because you're gonna need them. Get the layers in, y'all. I'm putting a little more yellow here. Hmm. Putting some yellow here. Just kind of reinforcing some of that yellow. You have to probably go in a few times with yellow, because that's just the way yellow rolls. But you have to go in a few times with yellow just to get it to do what you want it to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna put some stuff. Now, technically, I mean, you could kind of just leave it like this if you kind of feel like you're comfortable with it. Except you want to put in some sort of eyelash or something like that. In fact, let me go in. And I forgot to put the thing in. Again. Hold on, I'm gonna put a little bit of a darker. And then go lighter. And go lighter right here at the bottom. Again, I'm not going to get too detailed with the eyes because you can go, if the more detail you are, the more realistic it'll be. So we got that type of time today, okay? I'm just going to do a little bit of like an eyeshadow situation across the eye. Eyeliner, I mean, not eyeshadow, eyeliner. Alright, I'm gonna color these beads a certain color. It'll be this color, like a yellowish type of color. I had to fix that eye really quick. Really quick. And then I'm gonna go in. And do these eyelashes. I mean eyebrows. Hmm. We almost at the finish line, y'all. So just hang in there. Almost at the finish line. I gotta get some more white paint. Almost at the finish line. Let me zoom y'all out real quick. Oh, I'm always zooming y'all in, huh? I'm like putting my hand all in the paint. I'm using my micron pen to fill in the nostrils a little bit. And then I'm gonna go back in. And fill in her nose ring. I did not expect this painting session to be so long, but it's been therapeutic, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. So make sure you hit that like button, you guys, because we're going to be wrapping this up any moment. I'm just adding a little bit of rose on the cheeks. I don't want her to look like she been bruised in the face. Alright? Let's not bruise our girl in the face. How about that? I'm just trying to smooth her out a little bit. Smooth it out. Nice little relaxing painting session. All right, my water is getting crazy. All right, let me make y'all brighter a little bit at least. Make y'all a little bit brighter. I mean, this is the part of the process where you would actually, so make sure you're changing out your water a lot when you're dealing with gouache and something like that. Change your water out and clean your palette. So anywho, as you can see, the paper is holding up, guys. There's no buckling or any of that stuff. For those of you that may win the sketchbook tonight, things are holding up. It's looking good. I'm just gonna put some highlights, and we're good. We are good to go. And then I'm going to, so get ready, you guys. Make sure you share the video, like it, all the things. I'm gonna put up the rules really quick again. So those of you that are still here in the live stream, if you want to participate in the giveaway, make sure you get ready. Get your fingers ready. I'm gonna shout out the secret word pretty soon, so make sure you stand by. I didn't even give her any eyelashes, but that's fine. But I am gonna give her a highlight in her eye. Thank you, Deborah. I'm so glad you were here. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And just put like little highlights here and there. Put little highlights here and there. On the nose. I'm just putting little highlights here and there. I'm probably gonna fiddle around with this thing forever. So yes, I think I'm happy with this. Of course, I can fiddle around with it forever and ever. I think it looks pretty good for the amount of time we've been live. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We're gonna do the giveaway. So let me get my, hold on, let me put this away. So, and I'm gonna put up the rules really quickly to give you guys a chance to, because I gotta see, I gotta see who actually, wait, let me turn this light on. I gotta look and see. So I'm gonna be giving away some stickers as well as sketchbook pin to one lucky winner. So if you want to participate, go ahead. Let me put up the rules really quick. Okay, so those are the rules. Go ahead and you have to be subscribed to the channel. Like this live stream if you happen to be participating at the moment. And it seems like it's enough for you guys here that we can possibly do it. It looks like it's a few of you guys here. So I'm glad you're here towards the end. Thank you so much to everybody that came, that shared, liked, that did all the things, that's been commenting the whole time. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you for showing up for me after all this time I've been gone on hiatus. I really, really appreciate it. But if you want to participate, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You like the video, you do all the things that's outlined. And I'm going to double check at the end. I'm going to look into it, and then you guys can kind of pick whatever stickers you want. So here's some of the stickers. These are my stickers that I created. You guys know I love flowers and all the things. Hold up, let me get rid of this image. I need some better lighting in here, y'all. Hold on. Let me make it brighter for y'all so y'all could actually see what's going on. All right, so we're going to be giving away some stickers. And of course, the number one thing is... Wait, I got to zoom out too. Hold on. And of course, I'm going to be giving away a sketchbook, and I'm going to send it to you wherever you are in the US. Again, anybody, the only people that is excluded from today's giveaway is international and Hawaii, because shipping is crazy. Unless you guys are willing to pay the shipping if you live in Hawaii or international. Again, you can send me a DM or whatever the case may be. Now, after the stream, or maybe sometime tomorrow on Monday or Tuesday. Again, my birthday is this week. After I pick a winner, I'm going to DM you guys. So make sure you have a way for me to contact you. You have to try to get it. DM me. Make sure you're following me on Instagram or Patreon, and DM me, because I'm gonna reach out. I need to be able to DM you so I can actually give you your prize. I'm going to give you 24 hours to kind of claim your prize, which means you have to reach out to me on Instagram or something, right? Or, you know, let me know what your email is. Send me a pigeon, something, so I know how to get in contact with you so you can be able to get whatever you need to get from me. I'm giving you guys a chance to kind of flow in. Let me play some music. Okay, so the secret word... Hold on, you guys. And when I tell you the secret word, you have to put it in chat exactly the way I tell you to put it in chat. Okay? So I'm going to put it in chat. And then I need you to comment that word. But let me pull up my thing first for my giveaway. Where is it? Where are you? Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. So are y'all ready? Okay, so the secret word is blessing 2025. Blessing with a capital B. So my giveaway bot is waiting for y'all to put y'all entries in. Go ahead and pop those words in below. Blessing 2025. Because we need all the blessings, all the love, all the things. So we're slowly calculating. I'm waiting for you guys to put in your, just put it in chat. Blessing 2025 if you want to be able to win the sketchbook. If not, if I don't see any entries, I will put it up and then you guys will figure out something for after the stream. All right, y'all. I'm waiting for y'all to put y'all blessing 2025 in the chat. I guess nobody wants to win this beautiful sketchbook and some stickers. Okay, so what we'll do is after the live stream, I guess I'll extend the giveaway. Since we're not having enough entries, I'll extend the giveaway and I will put it for until next week, I guess. And if you happen to be listening to this live stream and you know the things that you need to put in, I will figure out something else for like after the live stream on how you can enter to kind of put in your thing or whatever. But yeah, it was a pretty good stream. I love you guys so much. Thank you for showing up and showing out. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. We'll be back with another episode next week. Same time, same place. We're going to be consistently here every Sunday. 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to go down every week. My birthday is on the 3rd, which is next week, Thursday or Wednesday. I'm not sure. But so I'll keep you guys posted on giveaway stuff and all the other things. Again, if you want to stay posted, make sure you're following me on Instagram as well as on Patreon. And that way you can stay posted on what's happening. And you can also grab you today's coloring page and or reference photo over on Patreon. And that's it. I love you guys so much. You know what it is. I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.